Hello everyone, welcome to the third video of this Python for Beginners series. In this video we will be talking about flow control with loops and if statements. Well, we already checked some variables, operations and data structures. Now we can start doing some things with it and we can control the flow of what happens in our code. So let's see how we can do it. Once again, I will leave the documentation link here in the description. It has a lot of useful information, so feel free to use it.
Research, International Space Station. Houston now control.
One important thing to have in mind when talking about flow control are conditions. Conditions help us to make some statements, and either those statements are true or false, our flow will be, let's say, controlled. Let's start with if statements. If statements allow us to perform flow control by creating conditions under which a specific task is only executed if a condition is true. And I will show you right away some examples of this. Let's do some if statements with salaries. Imagine that your salary is equals to 2000 and you receive a proposed salary of 2200. So to use an if statement and evaluate if you accept the offer or not, we can write if proposed salary it's bigger than your salary colon, and then press enter. You need always to use colon and then indentate. You cannot write code here, you need to shift it. Okay, let's say print cool. So once your proposed salary is bigger than your salary, your condition verifies it's true, so it prints the outcome. So let's say that average salary, the average industry salary is about 2300. If proposed salary it's bigger or equal to average salary, what would you say? Great, okay, that's nice. But if this condition doesn't verify to be true, we need to put an else. Okay, if this happens, and else, comma, print, and let's say, let's negotiate it. Negotiate. Okay, you need to use double quotes. In this case, once your first statement is not true, it will go to the other option. So it will say, I need to negotiate it. Otherwise, if your average salary is the average salary in industry, if the average salary in the industry is 2150, great, okay, I'll be above the average. That's great. So in this case, as the first condition verifies to be true, it will print this. Doesn't need to go to the second condition. So, and if statements allow us to control the flow by using these conditions. Now we can go to loop while. It is another way of control the flow. The while executes repeatedly an action as long as condition remains true. So while a condition is true, it will keep doing the same stuff. So imagine that the Tesla stock is at 850 and you want to hold that stock until it reaches 875. To do that, you can write while Tesla is smaller than 875. What you'll do here, print hold. You can check the price. Tesla. For example, imagine while you're holding, the price keeps increasing. Let's add an addition to the stock price. So Tesla plus or equal, you remember when you saw this in the previous videos? 2. So every time it iterates, it will add the value to the current price. It starts at 850, while the Tesla stock remains under 8075. The stock will be increasing and your position is hold. You keep holding. So you keep holding. If you run the while function, it will print hold on the price until this condition is not true anymore. But we can add another condition here. We can add, for example, an if statement and say if Tesla it's above or equal than 875, comma, print sell. So, and in this case, while this condition remains true, the price keeps rising and you hold the stock. If the Tesla stock reaches 875 or more, you sell the stock. And when you run this, you verify the same condition, it will print the same thing, and at the end, when it verifies that this condition is true, it prints sell, the command you write here. So, simple, right? You just need to adapt your imagination and creativity to the problem you are solving. So, the last one, loop for. Loops for iterates over elements in the sequence. You can use lists, tuples, dictionaries, here, anything. So imagine that we have stocks from Facebook, Apple, Amazon. Let's write a list with these stocks. Netflix and Google. And the price change for each one will be, for example, 1.1 minus 2.2 minus 0.9 minus 4.2 2.7. This is the price variations for each stock, for example. So now what we can do with for loops, the most simple one, for stocks in stocks, or let's make it simpler to you, maybe for, you can use E or companies, anything you want, you name it. In stocks, this is our list, print companies, let's say company. So it will, for each company in our stocks list, will print the company. So, and this is what the loop for does. It iterates over the elements in sequence. So, what can we do here? Let's create two new lists. Positive, empty lists, because we will be working with them. Negative. What do we want to do? So we want to iterate over the stock prices changes and put here the positive changes and here the negative changes. And how can we do that? For each element in price change, comma, if E it's bigger than 0, this is if it's positive, append E. So as you see, we are using several things from the video so far: lists, flow control with loop for, flow control with if statement, conditions, and append. By doing this, we'll get the positive change. But in case the change is negative, all we need to do is to add an else. With the else, we will append to the negative the I. So in this case, negative. We need to use print functions to check both lists, and we'll see one thing here. Okay, so here it is our both lists, one with the positives price changes and another with the negative price changes. Okay, now I want to introduce an useful function for this flow control. This will be a simple example. My list, let's add an empty list, and then for each element E in range 1, 10, my list append E. What we get here? So, and we get the values from the range 1 to 10. The 10 won't be added here, but it will add from 1 to 9. And we can do this also with words. All what I've been doing here can be done with words. For example, fruits equals to banana, kiwi, apple. So it is our list of words, in this case fruits. And we can do for fruit in range of our len in fruits. Can you understand what are we doing here? So we'll get the length of fruits. So we are getting the range of 3. Print fruits, fruit. Let's make it simple. I don't want to be confused. But for E in range of the length of fruits, for E in range of 3, print fruits E. So our length is 0, 1, 2. So 0 will print the first fruit. 1 will print the second fruit, and 2 will print the third fruit. That's it. Some creative things you can do with code, and as long as you keep practicing, you will be able to do more stuff. That's all for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you keep learning. If you want some advice, try to do these loops and flow control by your own and practice. Check the documentation, try a few things, try to understand what happens. So for now it's all. If you have doubts, leave in the comments, and if you think this is useful, smash the like button. See you in the next video importing Python models.